Robert Arnold, who has more information for us. Robert?
Well, one of the things that we're still hearing from those at the scene, particularly Sheriff Troy Guidry, the Waller County Sheriff, is they're now hearing this all may be the possibility. I know you've been talking about weather and all this. May be the possibility of an aborted takeoff. That would explain one of the reasons that the plane burst into flames and was decimated by the flames is it had a ton of fuel on board. We're still waiting on exact confirmation as to what happened for that. We've tried to track the flight. We couldn't see any flight pattern at this point. Now, we do have a little bit more information on this plane. As we have been telling you, it's a McDonnell Douglas DC-987. It looks like the certificate for this plane, the manufacturer certificate, was issued in 2015. It's a 172-seat capacity aircraft with a twin-engine jet, so this is a very large jet. It looks to be owned by a company out of the Spring area. We're trying to get in touch with that company before we mention that company's name just to make sure. So this is an older model plane. It is a large plane. As I said, it has 172-seat capacity. For what we are told from Sheriff Guidry is they have been assured that 21 people were on board. 18 of those were passengers, 3 were crew, and that everybody made it out of this plane before it was destroyed by those flames. And only 1 injury at this point, no fatalities. So everybody's breathing a sigh of relief on that point. But again, they're going to be double checking the manifest to be absolutely certain. Beyond that, we're going to have to wait until emergency crews finish their work to get a little more detail on exactly what happened. We've been speaking with people at Houston Executive Airport as well. They're trying to get us information as soon as the emergency itself is under control. But as we said, at this point, only 1 injury, no fatalities, and the sheriff with Waller County does believe that everybody on board did make it out. You can see, based on looking at that, that aborted takeoff does seem to jive more and more with what we're seeing. I mean, you see the ruts in the ground from the wheels, from where the plane may have just fishtailed before it ended up in that position. And again, such a large burst of flames to destroy this aircraft would indicate that it was full of fuel, which would again fall in line with the possibility of an aborted takeoff. But as soon as we have more specific details on those sequence of events, we will come back and update you.
All right, Robert Arnold, live in the newsroom. Thank you so much.
I want to go out to KPRC2 reporter Sophia Ojeda. She just arrived there near the scene. Sophia, what are you seeing from your vantage point?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I just arrived just a few minutes ago. Coming down Morton Road here. I live about 15 minutes away, so I was able to get here pretty quickly. The camera around here and show you what we're seeing from the ground. But as I was driving here, as soon as I turned up FM 2855, there were emergency crews just flying through, getting everybody to move off the roads. Understandably, if you can see in the distance there, a lot of emergency vehicles on the dirt road portion here of Morton Road as this big tractor trailer pulls through. And as soon as I pulled up, you can see deputies here in the sheriff's department trying to keep traffic moving, right? Trying to keep cars and vehicles from going down into that area. They want as many vehicles away from this area, avoid the area, because they're trying to get emergency crews to this exact location. And if you can see, it's a 2-lane road. So I had to pull off into a driveway here, and that was the difficult part when you're driving down 2 lanes. Huge fire trucks trying to get through, emergency vehicles trying to get through. They need as much room to get here. And this is an industrial area, lots of industrial businesses, so a lot of tractor trailers are already coming through this area. But I did speak with somebody who works nearby on the phone just before I arrived here, and they told me that they didn't see it or hear anything, but just around a little bit after 10 o'clock this morning, when we were getting reports of this plane crash, they lost power. They came outside to see, hey, what's going on, and they saw that large black plume of smoke that you see over the tree line there. A lot thicker, they tell me, than when it was earlier. And you can see that workers are up in the bucket trucks from CenterPoint Energy working on this outage, because as of right now, at last check, about 11 customers were without power here. So this is the road. You can see an emergency vehicle creeping up on the other side of the lane there behind this tractor trailer, this truck. They are going to turn in, and that's what I was talking to you about earlier, about the traffic here is so tight, and these crews have been working to just get down there as quickly as possible. The sheriff's department is asking us to let people know to stay away from this area because it is such a tight squeeze right now as emergency crews are working to get to the scene to assess the damage, to put out any flames that are still there working right now. Guys, back to you in the studio.
We really appreciate that. Peter live near the scene where this plane continues to burn here, Andy.
Yeah. So we've got some new information from the Waller County judge that we want to pass along. According to the judge, we're being told that the plane was taking off at the time, heading north, and did not attain altitude at the end of the runway. Want to go to our Robert Arnold in the newsroom, who is tracking the very latest on this for us now. Robert.
Well, yes, and as we were saying earlier, we were hearing that this was possibly due to an aborted takeoff. Well, now this statement from the Waller County Judge Trey Duhan confirms that is in fact what happened. So if you bear with me, I'll read you the statement the judge just sent to us. The Waller County Office of Emergency Management and Waller County Sheriff's Office are aware there was a plane crash at Houston Executive Airport earlier this morning involving an MD-80 aircraft that was taking off from the airport heading north. The information we have at this time indicates the plane did not attain altitude at the end of the runway and went across Morton Road, coming to a rest in a field just north of the airport where it caught fire. Early reports indicate all passengers and crew safely exited the aircraft, and there is a report of one injury, a passenger reporting back pain. So that jives with everything that the Waller County Sheriff had told us earlier. That's going to be Troy Guidry. Now we're hearing that this definitely was the result of an aborted takeoff. Now, exactly what happened, that's going to be a while before that is determined. Right now, you still got crews on the scene trying to put those flames out, let all that jet fuel burn off, because if it was just taking off, that means its tanks were likely full, which would also explain why this plane was destroyed by this fire. But again, thankfully, now we're hearing from multiple people. Nobody was killed and only one injury reported at this point, a person reporting back pain. And again, for both the Waller County Judge and the Waller County Sheriff, it appears everybody on board that plane made it out safely. Back to you guys.